What's up, guys? Welcome back. So I'm gonna be blunt and honest with you guys. We're not really gonna be doing much in this video, as we do got a bunch of parts that have arrived. I'm gonna show you guys that here in a little bit. But what I really want to do in this video is drain out the oil and take off the oil pan and inspect the bearings itself. Just move the rods, see how we're looking, because we do have a game plan that I am going to be tackling this car with. I've been doing a lot of thinking back and forth with Dana and also with Armin, my tuner, and we've come up with the game plan, or I pretty much came up with the game plan of what to do with the help of these two guys. So I'll go ahead and update you guys on the end, towards the end of the video, of what we're going to be doing with that. So let's go ahead and get started on draining out the oil and see how bad this is. So let's get to it. Alrighty guys, so I've been inspecting down here. As you guys seen, took off the oil pan, took off everything pretty much, and come to find out, this rod is the one messed up. The other ones don't have any play. I've already pretty much moved the crank. Let me see if I can do that again. So you can hear that it does have movement. None right here. So let's go ahead and rotate the crank again. This one also has a little bit of movement. This one does not. So it appears that both of these are the ones that need the bearings on it. So now we can fully know that they are gone, even though, again, yes, rod knock and everything else, stuff that I'm learning. I just wanted to make sure on this and see how it was. Kind of debating whether I should pull these off right now, but I really don't want to get into that. I'll probably get into that later on in the next couple of videos, because I do have a plan for this block, and I'm going to go ahead and get into that pretty much right now. Alrighty guys, so as you guys see, pretty much we ended up draining the oil also, along with removing the oil pan and everything. So you guys seen that the bearings are pretty much done on 2 cylinders. And in here, in the beginning of the video, you guys seen that when I pulled this in, I cleaned it with the rag. It was a clean rag, and you can see a lot of the speckles in there, just indicating that the bearing is done. There is metal pieces here, which will be from the bearing. It is a big chunk, so that came out from there. I'm pretty sure there's more inside of the oil pan. So pretty much, in my honest opinion, I think the crank is going to be done. There's going to be really no other way of telling unless getting it checked out. The #1 rule from what I've been told and what I'm aware of is, when you get rod knock, basically the crank is pretty much done. Yes, it can probably be fixed and so on and so forth, but you would have to use bigger bearings, from my understanding. So I'm not sure which way we're going to go with that, but I am going to be looking for a cool stock crank, because we do have plans for this motor itself. After doing a lot of deliberating, thinking, talking, and doing a lot of homework, Dana actually made me realize something that I never thought of, and that was just last night. After talking with them on the phone for like the last couple of days, for like maybe 2 hours yesterday or an hour and a half yesterday, he made me realize something, and made me realize that if I really want to have fun with this car, I need to get out there. I need to enjoy this car still, and I need to put a temporary motor in it. Meanwhile, we build a new motor, and that totally makes sense in my honest opinion. Now, I never thought about that, and I did talk with Armin, and so the only thing I am going to be doing to this next motor is actually upgrading the turbo. Meanwhile, we do build a new motor. So let's go ahead and show you guys what parts arrived, and that way I can tell you guys more of the game plan of what we're going to be doing. All right, so pretty much as I stated, my goal for this car is to get it up and running as soon as possible. And I've already spoke with Dana, I've spoke with Armin, as I've stated, and the best solution to all that is actually to drop in a new stock JDM K24. Same setup that we did on the car right now. And that way, what I'll be doing with that motor is doing the same thing we did to this motor, which is actually swapping out the ARP head studs from this motor and also the oil pump setup, putting it onto the new one, putting the timing chain, everything else, because it only has literally a couple hundred miles on all the setup, you know, even from the old setup. We did all that maintenance. So we are going to be swapping out this motor to a stock one temporarily. And what I mean temporarily is that I'm going to be sending this block off to the machine shop to get it bored out and make sure that it's straight and make sure it's good to go, because we did receive new parts over the weekend and over the week, and this is what we have that we are going to be doing on the side. So goal, keep the car running temporarily. Meanwhile, we build a new motor, which is going to be this old motor, and hopefully we can make around, we should be able to make 650, 700 horsepower, depending on if this manifold will last up to it. The only one that we're pretty much aware of that has made close to that is Brandon. We have shit up with that long manifold from Just TIG. Hopefully we can get to it, and maybe if we have to bring it back down, we bring it back down. So we are going to be utilizing Wiseco pistons here that we got. I got all of this right here, the pistons, rods, and also sleeves for a deal that I just could not pass up. So unfortunately, my GoPro ended up taking a crap on me and ended up overheating, so I ended up shutting off. So getting to the game plan for the car is actually to swap in a new JDM K24. I am going to be doing the same maintenance that I did to this one, such as painting it, you know what I'm saying, etc., doing the ARP head studs, doing the oil pump conversion, and getting it all timed back up again and getting it running. Aside from that, we are going to be swapping out the turbo, and that way we can get the new turbo put on and get the car re-dynoed. I've already spoke with Armin. He gave me the price already, and we're just going to go ahead and tune it on that, and hopefully we can get 500 to 550 horsepower on the stock K24 with the one that we're going to put in. Meanwhile, on that time, guys, I am going to be building a new motor on the side, and I have everything pretty much right there. There's a few pieces missing that I still need to grab, but nothing really major to where I can't start all that. This is all in my budget right now for what I can afford, and I was originally going to go ahead and sleeve this motor here with the new setup that we have over here from Rami Racing. I got all of this. So pretty much all this came from Marketplace. We do have Rami Racing sleeves over here, along with Rami Racing rods with ARP studs on it. And then we have these Wiseco pistons here. These are half over compared to the stock bore size. A stock bore size on the K24 is 87 millimeters. These are 87.5. And hopefully this block here, when we bore it over, should match this here, but I want to make sure once we send it to the machine shop that they actually measure the piston to wall clearance, that make sure that everything is good, because this is for an 87.5. We do have brand new bearings here along with thrust washers, and you guys already seen before we have a head package that we're going to be doing also. Aside from that, as I stated, we are upgrading the turbo. I ended up going with a Pulsar 3584. This is a Gen 2 ball bearing turbo. That is what we're going to be utilizing for the new setup, and hopefully make around 550, 575, give or take, with that turbo still being good power with lower torque and less amount of boost. Because currently on this setup, we are maxed out at 20 pounds of boost, but has a shit ton of torque, which is why the engine failed. Aside from, honestly, my dumbass with two-stepping and everything else, knowing that it shouldn't have been done, I was showing out and showing off, and I paid the price. And maybe the engine would have lasted me a lot longer, but being, you know, happy-footed is what honestly got to me. And now I know what not to do, even after Dana told me not to do it. And I can guarantee you guys, I am not doing it anymore, because this shit is getting extremely expensive. And I gotta say, it's getting really expensive. Too many motors already. And I know that's part of the game, but we're gonna go ahead and try to prevent all that from happening and make sure that this engine will last me a while, especially keeping it as a backup motor meanwhile we build the new motor. But as I stated, you know, we are going with the 3584 from Pulsar. It is a T3 setup, so that should give me the power that I really need, or that I really want for this, which was in the beginning I wanted 550 horsepower. And now with the new motor setup, this will do even more possibly, because the turbo is actually rated for anywhere from 500 to 1,000 horsepower. I know that's just a rating, right? But the goal is to get a lot more power out of it, so that we can get better track time, get better times, and just get more track time, in all honesty, and have fun. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I don't want to clown myself either. I'm really trying to make the best out of all the situation that we're facing. So getting back into the whole motor, I think I've already stated it, but if I haven't, I am not going to be utilizing the sleeves. I'm actually going to be selling these sleeves, so if anybody is interested, they're for sale. I am asking $500. They are Ramy Racing sleeves for a K24. They are a 87 millimeter, and then from there you can keep going up as, you know, whatever happens to the motor, if anything does happen to the motor. So $500 I am asking for those sleeves, because I am not going to be utilizing them, because my bank account cannot afford a new machine shop to send them out to pay $1,000 to get the new sleeves installed. I've called local shops here, and quotes that I've gotten were for a sleeve block with those sleeves was like $1,700, $1,600. And there's other places that will do it, but they charge you $900 to $1,000. So I don't have that kind of money, so we are just gonna go ahead and leave it with stock sleeves. Everybody's told me to do the same thing, and that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing. So hopefully, guys, in the next couple of weeks, we should have the car up and running and ready for the dyno. And the only reason why I say a couple of weeks is because, yes, I should be hitting this 24/7, giving it my time to get the car up and running, but it is going to take me some time. You know what I'm saying? It is going to take me some time, because money, family, etc., and side businesses that I do have, side deals that I do have, that I got to take care of. So it could be 2 weeks, it could be, you know, a week and a half, it could be 3 weeks. But the goal is to get this car up and running as soon as possible. I am going to get started on it on the next video, removing the engine, removing everything out of it, cleaning up the engine bay. From there, going to JDM, California, picking up the new motor and cleaning that up and doing what I need to do to that one, get it swapped in, get everything tightened up, bolted up, make sure everything is good, and hopefully hit the dyno with Armin, so that we can get it tuned and make sure we can start hitting more events, because there is IFO coming up in December in Las Vegas, and that is the goal, to try to attend. It's going to be kind of cutting it close for me. Jose, the one that has the K24 Honda Accord, he has offered to help me get all this situated, and I might take him up on that, because four hands are better than two hands itself. And if my brother is down to come help on a weekend or whatever it is, maybe we can get this done even faster. But it all depends on if I can get some help, because again, I'm very picky when it comes down to this engine bay. You know, I don't want to scratch it, and that is my number one downfall, is not scratching it, not messing it up, not making it worse than what it is, and still maintain the look of it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I apologize, I did a lot of talking, and I just really want to try to get started on the all-wheel drive EK. I wanted to show you guys that we are going to be making progress. And if you guys are interested in watching more videos to come of the all-wheel drive EK, please like, comment down below, subscribe if you guys haven't, share the video, and let me know your guys' thoughts of the new build and what we're going to be doing with the new setup over there. So with that being said, guys, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Till next time.